Welcome back, everybody. This is What the Fuck Is This episode? I think we're on 40 or 41. You guys know it. Last week, we got to play Corgi Warlock. I was with Kristen Leonard. Kristen Leonard is not here today. We do have Marquis Carter, who is here today. He will come in a little bit. We got to play some Corgi Warlock last week, and we even got to see a little bit of Billy Anderson, which is a fun time. Corgi Warlock, it was fun. It was a good game. It's really easy to make it fun because it was a good game. It was kind of a game that was a little bit out of the norm because it was enjoyable. What we got? Hyper Rabbit Power, go already. Now we gotta wait. And see what it says. Whoop.
Woo woo woo. It's the leader of the hashtag Kirby crew. You know it.
Yeah. Woo woo woo. You know it. And back to Corgi Warlock, because this is not about wrestling. Yes, it is. You know what, guys? Yes, it is about wrestling. We played Corgi Warlock last week, and I think the best part of What the Fuck Is This is the hashtag Kirby's Wrestling Takeover. So here we are. We got what we wanted. Hashtag Kirby Crew, then, now, forever. You're right, Damoon Rules. We're here with Marquis Carter. Marquis?
What is up, everybody?
Now, I bring Marquis on for many reasons.
Hold up. Wait, I got to do something real fast. Sorry.
Oh, I understand.
Hey, get in character here. All right.
Put the unicorn
Yeah,
up.
there we
Unicorn
go.
Magic.
There we are.
Unicorn magic.
Got it going. All right. Yeah, we're good now. We're good. We're solid now.
I bring Marquis Carter on here.
What's up, everybody?
Kirby's Wrestling Takeover for many reasons. One, he's a good friend. Two, he's a great comic. Three, he's a great comedy show producer.
I am.
As the Ha Amigos, the Ha 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 Amigos. Also, he's a professional mark. He is a huge wrestling fan. He's one of the biggest wrestling fans I know.
Oh, yeah.
That's a common bond him and I have.
Love it.
And you are, we can announce it here. He's such a big wrestling fan, guys. He's going to be going to Full Sail University in 30. He was actually supposed to be there today.
Today was supposed to be my start date. Yes. Today was supposed to be today, but I'm here instead.
And
So,
why is
on the
Full
other
Sail,
side.
for the people who don't know, what does that mean? You're going to go to Full Sail.
So why Full Sail? So if anybody, I know in the gaming community, I know it's known. In the music community, it's known too. It's actually known a little bit better for any kind of film industry or any kind of music production. It's a private school. It's pretty dope. I can't wait to get down there.
So
obviously, me
for
being
wrestling,
here doesn't
how
show
does that
but-
affect it?
Oh, for wrestling, it's great, man. Because what they do is that they also they actually are partnered with the WWE. Because the WWE, that's where they pick up a lot of their development. Like with NXT, I don't know if you guys are familiar with their program, and they actually do live tapings down there that they for their weekly show on the WWE Network every Wednesday. They do the live tapings down there. And that was what kind of drew me in there. Then I actually did some Googling and found out they got a pretty damn good graduation to hire rate with the WWE. So
you're a man chasing his comedy dream.
Chasing a dream.
And then you're like, I'm going to get even more niche, and I'm going to chase that dream you've always wanted. And you're going to be starting to school in like 30 days or so.
Roughly around 30 days, yeah. It was supposed to start today, but I kind of got in a little travel arrangement issue, so I'm going to hang out here in the Washington area for about 30 more days, and I'll be down in Orlando.
What I'm trying to say is he's a certified G, a bona fide stud, and we're going to be talking about WrestleMania, all wrestling for this entire episode because it's Kirby's Wrestling Takeover because of you guys. You guys spoke up just like the Yes Movement, and now we're here. Yes, yes, yes. See, we got NXT fans. We got a lot of marks.
I'm seeing it. I'm seeing all of the different WWE.
And you've already won them over because the Unicorn Hornet.
I saw that.
A lot of people feeling the power. So let's talk Mania.
Let's talk Mania, man.
Let's talk Mania. We're going to do a lot of talking once we get over because we're playing a WWE video game, guys. We're going to be playing WWE 2K16. It's going to be awesome, and we're going to be creating people.
What's about to happen to him.
Yeah, we're going to create dudes. I'm going to create Marquis. Marquis is going to create me so we can see how we actually visually look at each other and figure out.
I kind of had some practice last night, so I think we'll
we are going to be wrestling, and it's going to be fun. And when we're in there, we're going to take a lot more of your questions, too. Because it is a little hard to see the chat in this room, but the chat will be right in front of it. There's Bob the Ninja Goldfish.
I like Bob. I like his. Ladies and gentlemen.
Beast in Kirby.
You're the beast in Kirby. I like it. The victimizer.
Mania, a lot of people didn't like it. I know.
No.
Good, not great. That's what Naughty Ned said. I think there was a lot of great. I thought there was a lot of good. I thought there was some. I don't think any of it was bad. I thought the bad of it was kind of like, eh.
I feel like, let's look at where we've been at in the last year since WrestleMania 31 compared to now.
That's a very good point.
For what it's worth, for the WrestleMania that we got last night, it's completely I mean, it's they did the best.
Think
with
about
got.
what they don't have. They don't have El Capitan. Pray for Seth.
don't have the
Actually,
captain.
take a moment, a
They don't
second.
have the
Pray for Seth. They don't have pray for Seth. They don't have Cesaro. They don't have Orton. They don't have Tyson Kidd. They don't have Nikki Bella. They don't have John Cena.
No.
They don't have Daniel Bryan.
No.
Everyone who walked out of WrestleMania 31 with a championship was
Not in
hurt.
this one. Yeah. And then everybody
crazy.
is so upset with of what happened. You know what I mean? I get it that you can't satisfy everyone, but so many people were upset about what happened. And it's like, but they were working with the bare minimum.
I was surprised because normally you're used to WrestleMania, all the faces win.
Yes.
And SummerSlam is where all the heels win.
Yeah.
But most of it was heels last night. Chris
That is
Jericho
true.
beating AJ
Jericho.
Styles surprised the hell out of me.
League of Nations.
League of Nations pulling it off, but they did it in a heel way, which is great. But so did Charlotte.
Yeah.
Which was fine. And Zack Ryder pulled off that win. Zack Ryder's win, that was the first match.
That was the biggest WrestleMania moment.
I mean, you saw Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. You have these two dudes who everyone knows their stories, but not the casual fans don't know it as much. But you're seeing, like, you can only, if you don't know their story, you can only get hyped watching them fight because everyone around you is going nuts.
Oh my gosh, yeah, you could just see 100,000 people just going nuts as soon as El Generico and Kevin Steen locked arms.
Bob the Ninja Goldfish says Zack Ryder has won more titles at AT&T Field than the Dallas Cowboys.
That is a fact. That is a fact because this season the Cowboys actually the other one was Alabama Crimson Tide NCAA football.
Someone is asking, there we go. I really don't see what's so special about Zack Ryder, but whatever. So PWJB, the thing about Zack, I'm not the biggest Zack Ryder fan, but Zack Ryder was someone who made himself into a character, and he got over with the fans without even being on TV through an internet for a YouTube channel.
Yeah.
And what was it, Long Island IZ?
Long Island IZ, the true Long Island story or something like that.
And then he came up and they gave him the United States Championship. How many years ago?
Gosh,
5?
Long time ago.
5 or 6 years ago?
2010.
Yeah, and then he ended up getting pushed. Eventually, ended up pushed off a stage in a wheelchair by Kane, and he was like never seen from again. He never got another story. He gets into this match because Neville gets hurt.
Yep.
And then he ends up winning it in what I lost my shit mainly because I thought he mistakenly pulled it down.
Yeah,
yeah,
because like he had that moment where he was like going for it, and it was like, am I supposed to pull it off?
There were so many spots in that match. There was one spot in particular. We talked about another one earlier, but there was one spot where I think it was Zayn pushing Sin Cara off of the ladder. Sin Cara landing on the top ropes from the ladder into a senton onto 4 other dudes, which there's so much that could go wrong.
So much that could go wrong.
His heels could have flown out.
Anything, man. It was, and the other spot that we did talk about was the Cody spot. Where Cody was stretched that way. He was laid out on the ladder outside that was on the barricade in the ring.
And then Sin
Cara was on the ladder from the inside of the ring, and I believe it was Kevin Owens that lifted the ladder, pushing Sin Cara off and onto a Cody Rhodes who was on that ladder, and it snapped in half. And just so nobody got hurt, I think that was the first time in a long time in a WWE ladder match recently that no one has gotten hurt. So that's always a good thing.
Genova Plus, we did play some games. We already covered it. It was Corgi Warlock. And we've already moved on. We've moved on to the Kirby's Wrestling Takeover.
The Wrestling Takeover.
You should have been here earlier. We've been on since 1, actually, talking about Corgi Warlock. And now we've paid our dues. No, that match was so good, and it made everyone great. I loved seeing Stardust in the Dusty Rhodes get-up. I thought that was great. I thought everyone looked good in it. I still can't believe Zack Ryder won. Oh. I'm excited to see what Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens do now. Mm-hmm. It was cool seeing Sami Zayn be the one who laid out Owens.
That was good. Because I
rewound that like 4 or 5 times to be like, is he dead? Is he dead?
I saw that. Somebody did that on there. What was it? I saw it earlier. Somebody wrote
Head first onto the ladder was scary.
Yeah.
And then Bob of the Ninja Goldfish. Yeah, the Cody. What they've done. I love that they keep honoring Dusty Rhodes.
Yeah,
I think it's quite cool.
Yeah.
And then even to have the Dusty Rhodes ladder. And it's so funny to make Kevin Owens be the heel to throw
the one
out.
that throws
even though
out.
he was like, in real life, he and Dusty Rhodes were tight.
Mm-hmm.
Because he was at the statue ceremony at Access.
That's right. They did have that. It was Kevin Owens and Bailey, I believe, was the other one that was out there for that. But I'm happy. I know we're still talking about the IC ladder match. I'm happy that Zack Ryder won. I don't know if you guys are familiar, but Zack Ryder was an edgehead. That was how he made his debut, as an edgehead. That's how long Ryder's been in the business. So for him to start out as an edgehead to now
and then he tagged with Kurt
finally
Hawkins.
win his second. This is his second singles title because he had the U.S. title for a bit.
He's one world championship away from the, what's it called?
Grand Slam.
The Grand Slam's tag team.
Tag team titles.
Yeah,
Oh,
so he's halfway there.
He's almost there. He's almost as good as Shawn Michaels.
I think he loses it.
He's almost as good as Shawn Michaels.
Yeah, I think he loses it tonight. That's my bold prediction. Is that was cool.
It was good for the fans, but with the injuries, I don't know, man. I'm actually tired of heel champions right now. I think we need to start getting some faces back as champs.
See, my thing is, so Kalisto beat Ryback, and Kalisto's been, I think, a good fighting champion. They just haven't had any stories for him.
Well, I mean, the only story that you can use, and WWE's just got to broaden the horizons there. I mean, they see a short guy, they need to stop doing the whole little man, big man match.
He can have him as a wrestler. They could do exactly what Neville did in NXT, where he just was like, I'll take on anyone. And they brought in Rob Van Dam. Back in the day, Brodus Clay came down for a little bit and knocked out some of his teeth, I think.
And I think, that was the last time that Brodus Clay was around, actually. I wanted to say it was a little more towards the end.
Before he left for TNA,
yeah. So, I mean, IC title picture is going to be good. You say he's going to lose the belt?
I think he's losing the belt tonight.
Who do you think he's going to lose it to?
I'm going to go out on a limb, and I'm going to say he's cutting a promo, maybe a small promo. Chris Jericho comes out, and he's just like, I'm the #1 Intercontinental Champion of all time. You're a joke. You weren't even supposed to be in that match. Put it on the line for me, and then he wins. And then I think, and I'd hate it, but I think AJ Styles will be the one to take it off Jericho. Because now AJ Styles and Chris Jericho are tied at 2-2. So there's got to be a rubber match.
There's a rubber match.
They would have put it away.
Kevin Owens, though, he's real traditional, real old school thinking. He's got to be the guy that's going to be like, I need my rematch.
But here's my other thought on Kevin Owens. I think Kevin Owens has been buddy-buddy with the Authority for so long. You know how he's been begging Steph to, like, choose all these things? I think he's going to say, let me have Roman.
Oh, you think he's going for the championship?
Yeah, I think he's gonna say, let me have Roman. Even if it's a small feud, it'd be a fun feud.
Extreme Rules feud kind of deal.
Yeah, let Kevin Owens put him over because he's the best heel they have right now. Okay. Like who else could Roman face now? Let's actually talk about Roman.
Let's talk about Roman Reigns. Even though some of it was that Pete says that we got to finish the WrestleMania review. Yeah, we're still in the first match of WrestleMania, so this is how Smarks talk.
Should we build up to it? We're gonna be all over the place, guys.
Give us structure. Give us structure.
There is no structure to a wrestling podcast. Kirby, don't get ahead of yourself. Finish this WrestleMania review, then do the post-Mania Raw. Okay, we'll see. It's hard because it naturally flows into it.
Yeah.
Because you can't help, as a wrestling fan, looking ahead. Can't beat a good Chris Jericho promo. That's true, especially as a heel.
Oh my goodness, heel Jericho is my favorite Jericho by all time.
Not cool dad Jericho. You're not a.
I don't like cool. Yeah, come on, baby. That was good when he was younger, when he had that charisma. But now he's just a grumpy old man. I think we're getting all of the Roman Reigns boos right now. Oh, is that what it is?
Popping in.
Oh, are you guys booing us right now because we said Roman Reigns might be, or do we just say the trigger word?
I think I just said. Yeah.
Is that what it is?
We just poked the bruise right now.
We just poked They're not going to like it when I talk about how I actually think Roman Reigns is a decent champ. But we'll get to that later.
They and me.
We'll get there, though.
So AJ Styles and Chris Jericho have a great match. I'm fine seeing them again. I thought they could have had more time. I feel like 5 more minutes. I was very surprised. I was surprised by how many finishers weren't kicked out of. I was also very surprised by the amount of non-interference we had in the main event.
No, that is. You know what? Now that you mentioned that is true. We didn't have.
I thought we would see Vince McMahon in the Shane McMahon match. Yeah. Maybe even having like a moral struggle. Like that would have been.
To see Vince, when was the last time we seen Vince at WrestleMania? Now I'm trying to think. When is the last time we seen him on?
Well, he wrestled Brett in 27.
Yeah.
Yeah, 27, maybe 28. I'm trying to think of 29.
I'm trying to think 28.
29 was The Rock and Cena.
And he hasn't been from 30 on.
So maybe
that would have been perfect for him to come on. That would have been great.
For so long.
That would have been great for him to come on.
And then these guys, these beautiful, beautiful bastards, the New Day, make the best entrance. What? I wanted them flying in on real life unicorns. I wanted them to track down unicorns.
I'm sure someone was breeding.
Send them to like Pokemon.
They were trying to breed unicorns just for this. Oh, it was so good.
So they come out in the world's largest box of Booty-O's.
Straight up. With the booty-trition facts. Look it up. Google it.
Those
the booty-trition facts are hilarious.
Are fantastic. And then they come out with real Booty-O's in Dragon Ball Z Agalia. Is that the right word? Yeah.
Gear. What was that? They had the whole little shoulder.
They had everything.
I don't know what the technical term. I'm sure it'll pop up on our Twitter feed here. But what was that called? What is that? The Saiyan gear that they wore?
Super Saiyan?
The Saiyan gear. What is that called? So
not exactly sure, but I love that. To me, that proves that New Day can do anything they want.
oh yeah, anything and get away with it too. I
Like,
mean,
we're gonna wear Dragon Ball Z stuff.
Oh man,
My favorite part of that is Michael Cole, Byron Saxon was like, "What is that?" And Michael Cole just like nerds out on him. And he's just like, "That's Dragon Ball Z, you
Dragon
dummy."
Ball Z. Like of all people, like you would think, because Byron Saxon's supposed to be the nerd.
Yeah, but it's I guess Michael Cole is just a closet
And he's just a
Goku
closet
head or something.
All right, there it is. Saiyan armor. All right, appreciate that, Ned.
Mm-hmm.
Saiyan armor and
boy.
Bakovic also.
So you have the New Day face the League of Nations, and then the League of Nations cheat to win, which I'm fine with. It wasn't for the title. The New Day is always going to be over regardless. And then you have Mick Foley, who brought out his finest pair of sweatpants for
Yes,
WrestleMania.
he did. Those are some good looking.
They're pressed and primped.
Brought to you by DDP Yoga.
Yeah.
Those sweatpants.
Shawn Michaels, whose lazy eye is getting only lazier,
Oh my gosh.
and his chaps are still the best in the business. And then, of course, the man, the myth, the legend, Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Steve Austin with his taped up wrist. Did you see that?
I did
That
see
was the
that.
only wrestling gear he had on.
Yeah, he just didn't care.
He had on his Dallas 316 shirt, his jeans, and his shoes.
So they
He had
come.
his wrist tape, so you know he meant business.
Yeah, he's gonna throw some rights. He stomped at Mudhole. Then they come down. Then he gives Rusev a stunner, and Rusev sells it like Scott Hall, like just almost jumps out of the ring.
Oh, that was like seeing that bump. I instantly thought of The Rock, because The Rock was always known to do those back handsprings. But Rusev, he did it. If you look at it again, he does the back handspring, but he also like falls in between the bottom ropes. Like it just looks, it's so good.
And then he ends up Del Rio. Who else is he?
Was that he stunned?
Yeah, he's stunned.
What's his name?
We got a couple of mandible claws.
Yeah, so we had the mandible claw, super kick, stunner combo on Rusev, or who's that at the end? Sheamus, Barrett, one of those guys. And then they hit Xavier when they try to get him to dance.
Yeah, Demoon Rules just says it was good to see Mick Foley walking without a terrible limp.
Yeah.
I've actually worked with Mick twice now. I've opened for him both times he's come to the Seattle area. And every time he's also been wearing sweatpants every single time I've ever seen him. He just loves sweatpants. And we've actually had a long conversation about sweatpants. He's his favorite thing. He just wears them every day. But he's been limping almost every time I've seen him.
That is good. But I don't know if you guys saw the Austin podcast on Thursday, but they announced that he lost 50 pounds. So that's why I don't know if you guys saw how good of a shape that he was in when he came out. But so that's the reason why he's been doing DDP yoga, and he said he's been doing a lot of swimming. He said is what helped
That's easier
him
on the joints.
lose 50 pounds.
Well,
So
good
he
for
looked
him.
good. Mick looked good, man. He looked good.
His beard though is like the densest beard I've ever seen. Because it's not even a full beard, it's like here. It's like almost as thick as my beard right now.
It's like if it was how mine is set up, but as if it was as thick as yours.
Yeah.
Because mine is just all over
Such
the
a
place.
thick and voluptuous beard.
I've just been weird.
I want to know how the chat feels about my beard.
Xavier Woods and Wade Barrett. Thank you.
Oh yeah, he did
Wade
Xavier.
Barrett.
I just love why.
Well, because they had to send him off. I mean, because he didn't re-up his contract, so
Right.
give him a stunner for good measure.
Yeah, right. Get out of here. And then after that, I'm not sure in the order it was. I believe we had, which was my match of the night, was the women's triple threat match for the new WWE Women's Championship.
I'm still applauding him for that.
The belt looks sweet.
Yeah, when Lita introduced it, because we talked about it last week when the rumors first started flying out that a possibility of a new belt was going to be debuted. But what I saw last night was totally beyond any of my wildest
I love it.
imaginations, and it was just a good looking belt.
And now the WWE.com roster page, there's no Divas section.
Good.
It's completely gone. They're all superstars.
Superstars.
It's
Need to make
good
sure.
for the WWE to finally get into right around the 1980s.
Yeah. Welcome to the
treating women
1980s, man.
similar. It's the butterfly belt was so bad and it was so embarrassing because like I hated when I saw, especially Nikki Bella. Because say what you want about Nikki Bella, I might get chastised for this.
Here we go.
I love Nikki Bella. I think she's a hoss.
I'm with you on that one.
I think she's like a strong style type.
Strong style,
wrestler.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
She's very stiff. I love watching her wrestle, and that belt is so non-intimidating when you have it around. And this new one is just elegant. It's awesome. Me and my girlfriend watch wrestling, and I've always wanted to get her a belt because she loves wrestling. And I just wouldn't bring myself to buy a Divas belt.
Did you see the Today Show this morning?
I did not.
With
Charlotte?
Roman Reigns and Charlotte. That's why they did it. I saw that this morning. I was like, okay, That's why, because you can't have Charlotte up there with a butterfly.
Yeah, I'd be like, look at this.
Yeah, it's like you
sexist
can't take
piece
me.
of crap.
Yeah, take me seriously with this sexist butterfly on here. So
Yeah, I love having Lita announce it.
Yeah, that was good.
I think
Trish would have been better. To be honest, to be completely honest,
I think they both should have done it.
Yeah, but Trish did send out a tweet thanking those girls, and it was like the most favorite tweet about that. So that was good to see.
It's possible she was busy.
Yeah.
We're gonna get to Baron Corbin in a second. Death Strike 44.
Almost.
We
there.
were tweeting. Me and him were tweeting about Corbin this morning. Yeah.
Let's talk about Corbin.
So yeah, no, that match was the best match of the night. I was very shocked to see Charlotte win. I really thought there was no chance. We actually are part of a wrestling message board, me and Marquis, of a bunch of comics, and you guys were cutting promos on each other. I kept trying to cut a promo, but my phone kept telling me I was out of. I deleted 200 photos, and it still wouldn't let me.
Still wouldn't let you do it.
I was angrily messaging Adam Touchette about it. I was like, "How do I fix this?" I was in a suit that day, and
I'm surprised you didn't factory reset your phone. You should have factory if you were that dedicated.
I should have
reset it, and you'd been like, "All right, let's go."
I should have. I was Team Becky. I think you were Team Becky.
I was Team Bex, man. I'm Team Bex.
I love Becky Lynch. I love Sasha Banks too. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But I really wanted Becky to win because I think Sasha's definitely gonna get it.
Well, I said it in the promo. My thing was that Sasha already had her moment in NXT Brooklyn. Charlotte already had her moment at NXT, and she had it when she won the belt. Was that Night of Champions or the Monday after, or whatever she won it? Becky has just been the bridesmaid the entire time. She's always been the very first bridesmaid at every wedding. She's been that one standing closest to the bride every match. She's never had her own. Twitter, what's a high profile Becky Lynch match?
It's Sasha Banks.
Against Sasha Banks.
Yeah,
that was it. That's the only, and that's the thing. That was NXT. So it was just about. I think it was her.
Before
time.
It goes away, I'm going to read this question. The FDH says, Kirby, do you think they go as far as Lucha Underground and have mixed gender tag teams and women fighting men for championships? As a publicly traded company, I don't think you're going to see any dudes smacking girls on WWE. I mean, Roman speared Steph last night.
We'll talk about it.
But that's a once in a blue moon type of thing for WWE. I think it's just as a public company, I don't think it's good taste to have guys smacking girls.
If they could, who on the women's roster it would be a legit contender? Because I can see someone like a Beth Phoenix in a Vince McMahon's world. Which women could you see them pushing? Because like I said, obviously they would want somebody with size because they're not going to have somebody to just run up and obviously like a China.
Charlotte's. I could see Charlotte wrestling with some guys. I could see Nikki wrestling with some guys. I don't know. There's a lot of really fun, like women wrestling men is really fun in the indies, and there's a lot of people who do it really, really well. But I see why a company like WWE wouldn't want to do it. Oh yeah, Candice LeRae.
I can see, but
if you guys don't know who Candice LeRae is, you can stand up and show it.
I can stand up. Yeah, I'm stand up.
Yeah, show it off. Candice LeRae is one of the best female wrestlers, and she's known for how good of an intergender wrestler she is.
I don't know if you guys have seen this match, but definitely hit it up. Go on.
What's up?
Go on YouTube. It's about 30 minutes long. It's the world's cutest tag team versus the Young Bucks. Candice
Guerrilla
LeRae
Warfare?
Guerrilla Warfare. It's the very, if you look at, just type in Candice LeRae blood, it's a thumbnail of her just covered in blood because she takes a super kick with a freaking shoe that's just covered in tacks. So that just goes to show you.
Do you want to come in here and join this?
What was that? Who was that made that? Was that Who's that made that call to see intergender? So if you guys are into intergender, FDH, yeah. So if you guys are if you're really into intergender, definitely hit up YouTube and go and check that out.
So what game did you guys play last
We already covered it.
In what, 5 minutes?
No, way less.
Right.
Didn't you watch the episode last week? It was hashtag Kirby's Wrestling Takeover. We didn't play a bad game. You chose us a very good game. Can't talk about a good game. You got to give me the weird games. I'm sorry that you like corgis so much when Westies are the best dog. Come at me, Anna. She's gone.
I was about to say, that door's been closed for a while now.
See, everybody. See, she's just jealous. She's just jealous that she can't let go.
Nia Jax.
I could see Anna doing some intergender wrestling. I could see her taking out some guys, maybe a couple super kicks.
We're getting some. Let's see. She's a Dean Ambrose.
Let's talk about the finish to that match. So I liked it. I mean, I hated it. The women's triple threat. We went off on a big intergender.
Oh yeah, I
tangent.
forgot about that. Yeah.
What's your favorite kind of corgi? One that's not near me. Or the ones that jump on the Corgi flop videos on YouTube. Those are pretty cute. The finish match was fine.
I liked it.
Yeah, like I said, I was very surprised. I liked that Ric Flair interfered and held Sasha back because part of me thinks, hey, put him in a cage. So Ric Flair can't be. Give Sasha and Charlotte a cage match.
Look at you, Mr. Innovator of the Divas Revolution.
That's
Somebody
what I'm thinking.
Give this man a job.
That's what
because
I'm
now
thinking.
that you mention that, I think that's all I'm gonna be thinking about now.
Yeah.
So there it is. There it is. Twitter, you heard it here first. Aaron Kirby is calling a cage match for the women's title. Where at? SummerSlam? Brooklyn?
Extreme Rules.
Extreme. Oh, right around the corner.
I think
Not
Extreme
gonna build
Rules.
it up at all?
Sasha's sick of it. Everyone's sick of it. Maybe you make another triple threat in the cage, but I think they should go into the cage.
Whoa! I want to see this. I want to see.
I'd love to see
cage
it.
match.
I mean, with Extreme Rules right around the corner, you got to do it.
There it is, guys. There it is. You heard it here
Then
first.
when Sasha beats Charlotte, Eva Marie comes up and beats her in an 8-second squash match, and the
whole arena turns
evolution begins.
The
All
whole
red
arena.
everything.
All red everything. The whole arena turns red. Yes.
From fire because people burn it to the ground.
Oh my God. In Vince world, of course, the one that competes is Eva Marie. Tries not to throw up. No, that's very true. And I would say to see her against other women, can't call them divas anymore, other women. But in terms of her doing intergender matches, yeah, no.
What are bunny murder farms? I don't know that Anna runs bunny murder farms. Is that where she just runs a farm where she murders bunnies all the time? Because we're Hyper Rabbit Power Go, so that's going to be bad.
What is your Twitter? All right, so my Twitter is Marquis Carter 88. So MarquisCarter 88.
May you make a grr face so I can make one of your famous picks again. All right, what's a grr? Is that good? That's all.
I think you gotta do a little longer than that. You gotta...
Mixed gender tag team champions, Eva Marie and Roman Reigns would be good.
Oh God, that would be the one too.
So then here's the match I had the biggest beef with was Brock Lesnar versus Dean
Everyone
Ambrose,
had a beef with that
because it was short.
Yeah.
It was like it ended, and I thought they're building Dean Ambrose as this indestructible. I'm going to take Brock Lesnar to the limit, and then he just doesn't. Like, fine, have Dean Ambrose lose, but have him kick out of 3 F5s and say, I'm not getting put down, and then finally put him down.
Yeah.
Eventually, I don't know. I was bummed because they teased Barbie at the end. My girlfriend was great last night when he pulled out the chainsaw and started it. My girlfriend's like, "What's he even gonna do with that? Like, cut him in half?"
I
was like, "Yeah,
everybody knew the
that's how
chainsaw
you
was
beat the
gonna do it.
beast. You just cut him in half."
They would have needed a little bit more to it. I don't know, but here's my thing about the Ambrose and Lesnar. I think if you didn't like that match, I think you just didn't like it as a fan. I mean, like, looking at it from a business aspect, I think it made sense. I honestly think I know it may seem like it was overhyped and it was too much at one point, and there's a possibility that is true. But look at what matches that they were hyping up as the main events for WrestleMania. You had the. That's my text too. So it's awesome.
You have a Bray Wyatt.
Yeah.
Also, silent that
Silent
thing.
this.
Put that thing
I
on silent,
apologize.
sir.
I'm professional. I don't do these a lot, so.
That's a great
That goes to
text
show.
noise, though.
That is a good text. I actually did that on purpose. I had my boy.
That'd
text
wake me up.
It does.
That would wake me up real fast.
But
Yeah, because I love Ambrose
think
and I
they
love
hyped it
Brock.
up. I think they hyped it up as a main event, but so many people, in order to keep the numbers up, you had 3 main events. You had the Dean match, you had the women's match, and then you had the title match. And I think with the title match going down, you had to. It was like a shifting.
Let me just say one thing really quick.
Go for it.
Andy Insomnia said it needed more. Cena took 16, 18 suplexes. Dean should have taken like 25. I totally agree with that.
I agree.
And also a big shout out to Joe because someone at Deathstrike asked what's your favorite wrestler, and then Joe just said Enzo and Cass. I think Enzo and Cass come on tonight. I can't wait. Can't wait to see them debut tonight on Monday Night Raw. I'm gonna be here trivia hopping it. So don't any of you ruin it for me. But yeah, no, I was really hoping. But we're in this PG era, just similar. We were talking about intergender matches. We're not going to get a crazy hardcore match, but
No.
Dean could take
but
more.
that should have been something. There would have been a little more than that. I mean, I think we all know that Brock has paper thin skin.
There's no blood. I was
There
surprised by
zero
that.
blood.
I thought for sure we'd get blood.
So I don't know if Vince told him, hey, you're not going to get your paycheck. You're not going to get your bonus check if anybody bleeds in this match or something. But
And
I
then
think that was Vince's snub at us for not accepting Roman Reigns. There it
when
is.
we get into the other room to play it, guys, I'll let you know we will be covering NXT TakeOver because Bob the Ninja Golfer just said ready, willing, and Gable. We'll be covering that completely in there, but right now we're just going to do WrestleMania. So after that, we had Shane and Taker. Now, Shane and Taker was disappointing.
That was the one I was most disappointed with. That match.
Pete Wiz, by the way, I will tell you this. I've had a lot of really cool moments in my comedy career, but the second time I hosted, the two best times were when I hosted for Mick Foley, because one, it was during the Yes movement. It was 2 months before Mania. So when I went on stage at the Parlor in Bellevue, it was 250 people yesing as I got up on stage. So I got to lead a big yes chant with a sold-out comedy club. And then the second time I hosted for him, I did the entire Enzo and Big Cass thing as the intro, and everyone was doing it with me.
Nice.
And I did like, how you doing? And then everyone was chanting, certified G, bona fide stud. It was the coolest. I'll do it on Trivia Hops later. I won't do it in here because I got to get loud. And I guess we're having some property manager issues that you guys were making fun of. So I don't want to be loud right now. Yeah, but some of the blood, I don't think blood's a crutch. Damoon rules, but Damoon rules says wrestling's better off without all the blood. Blood is a crutch for bad storytelling. I agree. It was overplayed, but I think in this match
It would have enhanced it. I mean, you got a guy selling a match with a baseball bat covered in barbed wire.
Yeah.
I'm sure you could have had a busted nose or something in that. I don't know. But no, you're right. I don't think I think a first blood match is too much. I don't think they should have first blood matches, but I think
I don't think they should have matches based around blood, but I think when it
of
calls
hardcore,
for it, I
definitely
think it
calls
would
for
work. So Shane and Taker happen.
Yeah.
Shane has a cool moment. He comes out with his kids. I thought that was sweet. How cool would it be to one of his kids shuffling across that stage?
I think that was it. I think that was the WrestleMania moment. That's why Shane jumped off of that freaking cage.
And then, yes, of course, we can't talk about the match without just jumping right to his jump.
Right there.
I never thought they'd let someone do that ever again.
I never thought it would happen. I mean, when I saw the setup, I saw when he was chopping down, or when he was clipping the links off of the cage to knock that wall down. At that moment, I started preparing myself.
I was just like, oh, he's going out.
This is happening. This is really happening.
I
did not
figured
think it was going to happen.
I figured it wouldn't have been off the top of the cage. I figured there would have been another spot with, right when I saw the first set, I was just like, well, how big can they jump off the stage? Are they going to walk up the stage and do something like that?
Last time that happened, I thought he was only going to go halfway up because Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins, when they had their Hell in a Cell match, they only went halfway up the cage. They went halfway up there and they started fighting and then
bounced
they jumped
off.
off. Yeah. So I thought he was only going to go halfway up. I didn't expect him to go all the way to the top.
Shane's proving he's still crazy. He's still completely crazy. What I loved was how Undertaker sold it on his face when he looked at Shane after he fell through and he was just like, what are you doing?
Why did you do that?
I had a buddy tell me he was just like, he wanted Taker to pick him up and put him in the ring and cover him and be like, I guess if you want it, I'll give it to you.
I thought at one point, like when I was sitting there and I saw the Undertaker just looking at him like, you really want this that bad? I thought the Undertaker was going to give it to him. I thought that was going to be the end. I'm like, that would have been perfect, but.
And then he tombstoned him, took one tombstone.
And that was
it. Really wanted to see a Vince McMahon run in and have like a struggle where he's like, I'm not going to lose control of my company, but I wanted to see, that would have been such better storytelling than what we got. Maybe he's like gonna hand him. He's like, you know what? No, I can't. I deal with this. He's in grief, whatever he is, but he should be torn. He should be.
He
down
has
there.
to be because it's his son.
Like
and
even if he
business.
comes out after Shane makes that jump. And he's just like sitting there like, what do I do? And he starts yelling at Taker, and Taker's like, you did this. This is on you. Just like I said. Da-da-da-da-da. That would have been, I think, added so much to the match.
Do you think the Shane match was last minute? And in terms of last minute, I mean,
there was rumors online.
Brought in as in response to all of the injuries and trying to make this a big match?
I think 100%.
You think it was?
Yeah, and even if he doesn't stay, I'm just happy Shane was back, so I'm pretty happy about it. I think that, what was I about to say? I just had something in my brain. I was about to pop up. I was about to pop. No, it was something to do with what you were saying. Chat, what was I going to say? Help me figure it out. Help me figure out what I was going to say.
Those y'all that are actually listening to what we're talking about.
Man, oh man, oh man, oh man.
Good old conversation. I saw something about Cage. Cage was the same size as usual. Yeah.
Was it the same size as usual? It seemed tall, but maybe
I think it did look higher. But I think that has to do with it being in a football stadium versus a basketball arena. that we're used to seeing. Just a bigger venue.
It probably,
just
yeah,
bigger.
that's true. Man, I do not remember what I was gonna say.
Linda made an appearance. Somebody just did. I just saw Linda's name on there, and we were just talking about how Vince didn't even make an appearance. Linda had an appearance on TV before Vince did, because she picked up her grandkids when Shane was bringing his kids.
Oh,
in.
Linda. Oh,
Linda
I
made
didn't
it-
even
and
notice
she-
that.
Yeah, Linda made an appearance on WrestleMania before Vince. Ain't that something? Okay, it used to be 16 foot, but is 20 for some time now. Yeah.
Yeah, it seemed huge. Man, oh man, what was
Rabbit
I
Wombat,
gonna-
you missed probably the greatest event to ever happen in terms of sports entertainment. And
It was
that
fun.
WrestleMania last night.
All right, so now on to the Andre the Giant Battle Royal.
Andre the Giant Battle Royal.
Boy, that had me gripped because I was like going back and forth on who was going to win. I was like, well, Kane's going to do it. Oh, is Shaq going to win it? Oh, Shaq gets eliminated right away.
Right away.
It was fine. Get him and Big Show out.
Yeah.
Damian Sandow comes out and he's like, I'm Damian Sandow. The place goes ballistic. Then he just gets thrown over the top.
He posted on Twitter about that, so I think he's going to be on Raw tonight because he posted on Twitter. He was like, "Hey, he pretty much thanked everybody for giving him that pop."
No one will
And he
ever get
said-
quiet for him.
Oh no, straight up. And he said, "Make your voices heard again tonight." So
I marked out for Shaq. I was
did.
cackling like a kid because me and Marquis said this before the podcast. Immediately once he gets in there, I was just like, oh, okay. I wonder if he's going to go for Big Show because he had that square off with him like 8 years ago. And we don't get continuity at all in WWE, but they're going to give us continuity with Shaquille O'Neal. That's the only time they can give us a long burn because he still has beef with Big Show.
for 8 years.
It's so
For
ridiculous.
8 years, they
And then-
cannot pick up a storyline.
So then, I mean, the Social Outcasts were looking good for a little bit. I thought I would have been happy any of them getting it. And then I'm trying to remember the sequence. I thought Mark Henry was going to get it because I guess he might be retiring.
He actually said this was going to be his last Mania.
And so he's in Texas. I thought for sure. Then he gets eliminated. And I was like, oh, they're going to give it to Kane because now they're just kind of giving it to big guys. And then Kane gets eliminated by Baron Corbin, who I guess is now on the main roster.
At that moment, I knew I was just like, oh yeah, he's good. He is in good graces with Vince. He's going to go all the way. You mentioned it offline. You said that Triple H highly favors Baron Corbin
Loves him.
because of his size and his ability and things like that. So where do you think they're going to put him?
I feel like we disagreed on this earlier. I still think he's going to be like a monster heel role. He's just gonna
Monster
start
heel?
crushing the Social Outcasts for a week, crushing the Matadores, crushing a bunch of people.
Now, let's bring back the Matadors just to build Baron
Ooh.
Corbin up.
Deathstrike says tonight he hopes that they reveal what was in the box. I bet you. See, here's a great idea.
What
I
happened
bet
to the
you that.
lockbox?
I bet you that goes away. I bet you we don't.
I hope it doesn't. I hope it doesn't.
It has
What's in
to.
the lockbox? Because you messaged me that night. I
was like, what
we
is
were
it?
live. We were freaking messaging each other. The moment Shane came out, me and Kirby were messaging each other. And we heard that lockbox. And we were like, what's in that lockbox? And there's been not one mention of that lockbox since then.
Ooh, Rabid Wombat, real quick. We will be doing some Lucha Underground talking once we start playing the game.
Yes,
Lucha's going to be
yes.
covered for sure.
Yes.
Yeah, they're not going to mention what's in the lockbox. But the Andre the Giant Battle Royal I thought was great. And if it's going to use it to propel someone, I think that's awesome. I wanted it to propel Cesaro 2 years ago, and they put the failed Heyman guy on him. And then last year was just the Big Show because he's the Big Show. And good for
Are
Corbin.
we going to have
He's
a
huge.
year of Baron Corbin saying in every promo that he's the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal winner?
Yeah, I think so.
For a full
I
year?
think so.
That-
I think
that's the
with
one
how
thing I
little he
don't
speaks,
like.
that's going to be 60% of what
That's
he
the
says.
one. I love that battle royal. I love what it stands for, and I love what it means. But that's the one thing I hate because of it is that whoever wins for a full year, they talk about how they're the winner. And there's people deserve, like when Cesaro was wearing it or when Big Show, they have better accolades throughout the year. But no, that battle royal isn't something that you just talk about for a year. I mean, it's good, but not good enough.
So let's talk main event.
Main event.
And this is something
go.
I'll be completely honest with you. Main event started. I watched Triple H's entrance because it was sweet as hell. it was
Stephanie.
like Mad Max, yeah, and her just
Stephanie.
saying it was so
Stephanie.
sick. It was so sick. The crazy hair on top of this gate that they had. And she's yelling like, "There's tonight you'll have," which very meta. There's no hope after
There's
tonight.
no hope after tonight, yeah.
Like super meta. But then Triple H's entrances are always awesome. And then Roman Reigns comes out, and then once Roman Reigns comes out, I'll tell you what I did. I fast forwarded until 8 minutes left in the program. I literally pressed play, saw the spear, saw the count, and went, "Well."
8-minute match? Is that what you're saying?
Oh no!
Or
Oh, 8 minutes
into
left.
it. Oh, okay. I was about to say it felt like it was the most. It was.
It wasn't a
okay.
good match.
It sucked.
It sucked.
The match, I would say everything, and I would say everything involving from the crowd reaction. It doesn't even like Triple H. Triple H. I would say that was probably one of Triple H's worst matches of his career. Like normally Triple H is the cerebral assassin.
He's the man in the ring
general.
Look at what he did with Ambrose just like 3 weeks ago.
If he would have exactly, I don't know if Roman can't carry a match or what, but Triple H that was Triple H's worst match. Almost tripped on his way to the ring. Yeah. But
Naughty Ned said that was a good idea. I want to say real quick before
go.
How I watch wrestling now, WWE, is I start Raw late. If I watch Raw, I start it late and I end it early, and you enjoy it so much more because there's so much good going on in the WWE. But if the focus on Reigns, if you're not a fan of Reigns, you're not going to like the product.
You're not going to like it. No.
So I just check out what happens at the end. See
where it goes from there. I don't know.
The boos getting muted were pretty ridiculous.
It was cute.
I hope he turns heel tonight. I hope he just. I thought it would have been cool. I messaged Marquis. I thought it would have been sweet if like there was a bunch of run-ins and then The Rock came down and helped Roman Reigns out clear the ring, and then Roman Reigns laid out The Rock and did this whole like it's my time, like quit stealing my spotlight.
I don't need
turn him
to boost
heel
me
while
up.
keeping Triple H heel. Yep. It would have been perfect.
Or a handshake.
But now we still get boring Roman Reigns, the same thing.
Honestly,
God, I wish someone liked me as much as Vince McMahon likes Roman Reigns. That's what I wish.
That's what a lot of people say. I wish. Honestly, I think Roman Reigns is going to be a good champ, though. And here's why.
Hit me with this.
Because
sell me on this.
There is nobody else in the business that doesn't have the look for what Vince McMahon envisions to be a champion.
Jason
right
Jordan.
Now, Vince is all about making that money. He's all about getting the WWE to be $1 billion company, and in order to do that, it's a publicly traded company, so you gotta have somebody with a likable face. And I'm sorry, I said this when Roman Reigns first came out. I said Roman Reigns is they are solely targeting the single mom demographic using Roman Reigns.
The Randy Orton demographic.
Yeah, that's it. They're targeting the single mom demographic because he's a good looking Samoan dude.
He's a good looking dude.
You know what I'm saying? He's jacked. He's a father. He's a good dad. Like they're trying to appease to.
I have nothing against it's
where all the money's
Cena
at.
2.0.
Single moms. That's where all the money's
Cena
at.
2.0. I have nothing against Roman Reigns the person. I have everything against Roman Reigns the character. We don't want another Cena.
Unfortunately, we don't. But unfortunately, that's what Cena was the basis of the business for the last 10 years.
But luckily, I'm going to sum this all up and we're going to go play a game.
Play video games.
Luckily, for as much as people like to gripe about the WWE, there's so much good wrestling in the world right now. There's never been a better time to be a wrestling fan. Between NXT doing what it's doing, which is amazing, between Lucha Underground doing what it's doing because it's amazing. TNA existing is always hilarious. It's a very funny thing to watch.
Yeah, if you think WWE sucks, go check out a few weeks of TNA.
Yeah, it's pretty weird out there too. And then you have New Japan, which is always good if you are into that sort of thing. And you also have PWG and Ring of Honor stepping it up too. A lot of great stuff. We're going to wrap this up, guys. We're going to go play WWE 2K16, me and Marquis Carter. We'll be back in just a couple seconds. And then these lights are going to go, and then that's when we know we can get up and leave because we got to make sure we're off. Shut it down.
Let's go.
Shut it down.